Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car interior tutorial. And today in this episode what I think we will do is work up and along the dashboard. In the last episode we started to make our way up along here, the center console area. I think what we'll do is we'll just continue this up and then we'll work across and then maybe work on the door panel a little bit as well. If we have time. In the last episode as well, I think, and well, in the last few episodes, we worked along some of the areas of the trim. Now, I think this portion here of this trim isn't quite correct, so we will need to have a look at that at some point. But before we do, let's crack on down here. So I think what we'll want is maybe, let's have a look at some of our layers here and see what we can get rid of, so that we can see. So we'll maybe want to get rid of the A-pillar, and I think we'll want to get rid of the windshield for now. Okay, so let's grab this portion here. And I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to probably want to grab that edge there at least. Now again, this is going to be fairly hard to see everything that we need, but we should be able to, once complete, take all of this here to switch over to this side, because we can see that this portion here and that portion is the same, and then over here is the same as over here. So it's basically where it's outlined in this portion where it's going to be a little bit different. So let's actually take this one too. Let's just hit Ctrl E and bring that out here. And we can see where this is going to be lining up, so let's just bring that over there. And then we can grab this bit here to come along here. Okay, and then what we're going to want to do is bring this up. Now we can see that this portion here is actually the demisting section, so it looks like that is where we want to be. It looks like we're going to be coming down kind of on this trajectory here, so that's fine. I think what we could do at this point as well is we'll probably want to maybe, we can see now that this maybe wants to be a little bit lower. Okay, so we can fine tune that afterwards, so that's fine. Let's maybe grab this edge here and hit Ctrl E, and let's take this across. I'm going to take it to its next natural point, which is just there. And it looks like about there. And we can see here that this top portion, the lower portion is probably going to stay roughly level. But the top portion here we're going to probably want to bring down a little bit. Maybe bring that down slightly, but not quite as much. That's okay. Now, it looks like we're going to need to have additional information here. So firstly, let's think about that. Now that's going to involve us dropping an edge loop down here. So we can drop that there, and it's not be too bad because it's going to stop at that triangle, which is fine. And I think what we'll want to do with this is we're going to want to bring this down like so. I want these to come down a little bit too. But we do have a little bit of a crease there, so that's fine. I think what we'll also want to do is we'll insert a couple of edge loops. We'll just go 2 straight across this bit here, and we're going to use these to help us curve off the dashboard here. Okay. So that's looking good, and then we can also use these over here just to help curve this. Like so. That's looking good. I think what we could do at this point is we'll take this and we'll go across here as well. And we want this to line up along here. And we'll get these snapped. And bring that in line. So it looks like this here is going to be the over-the-top airbag portion. Now, this bit, I think we'll want to have a bit more of a curve to it, so we'll take that across here, maybe go up. Okay, and then it's got a little bit of a lip underneath there before it rolls down, around and underneath, so that's fine for now. It looks like the lip will work nicely with what we have here, so let's maybe take all of this and this, and let's just hit Ctrl E to extrude this in, and it looks fairly significant, something like that, maybe. And there. I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to grab these and bring it down just a bit there. And then it looks like this is just going to continue to go straight through here. So we'll just take that down there like so. I think if we grab these vertices here and here, we'll probably want to come down like so. Oh, actually, it does look like it has more curve to it. It actually looks like we're probably going to want to add a loop in here. Maybe about there. Maybe a bit higher. And it looks like we'll probably want to bring this in here. And then down there. Because it does appear to loop underneath. Let's actually hide the doors, just so we keep getting in the way a little bit. So it looks like under here we're going to want to have maybe a little bit of maybe something a bit like that as we go down and underneath. So maybe what we could do is we can grab these edges here and bring them out. Something like that. And then what we could do is bring this along here. Let's actually merge that one there. And then we could also do the same here. Let's get these edges, these vertices here straightened off and pull them out over here. Okay, so that looks like it's looking pretty good. Does look like under here this comes a little bit closer. Maybe sort that out afterwards. What we should do is let's insert 2 loops going this way too. And that will allow us to come along here a little bit nicer there. And in the side view, we're looking pretty good. We're looking like we're following that across there quite nice. There's the dash. And that's looking pretty good too. So I think then, now at this stage, what we'll do is we'll grab these lines, we'll hit Control E, and we'll take these back. So we're going to want to come all the way, I think, along here and straighten that off. That's obviously going to be where the passengers' feet are going to go. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So let's maybe continue forward. So let's maybe continue across onto here. So I think what we'll actually do is we're going to ignore this bit and we're going to grab these edges here. And we'll hit Control E, and we'll take it maybe to the end of the vents over here. And then just make sure that's aligning across there. Now, the reason we're going to leave this bit is because there's a bit too much geometry there, and this is going to be a separate portion. So I'm quickly just going to grab this, and we are going to extract it. Because there's really no need for us to be working with large complete pieces of mesh. So let's grab this, let's grab the edge here, and let's just bring that into the center. Maybe let's just see. This is going to snap here, holding X right there. Okay. And it does look like that pops up and it sits there anyway, so we'll leave that there. And then I think let's get this positioned a little bit. Let's quickly just grab this edge too. Let's bring this out here. So it looks like they're popping up a little bit too high, so maybe do that. And then it looks like that's going to become part of the trim, which is going to flow up and around there. So for now we can leave that there as it is, so that's looking good. Now let's take these edges here all across the top, and let's maybe just take everything to about there. I've got that too. And we're going to hit Control E here. Now I just need to find another reference. There we go. So this is going to come to about here. We can see that the door, the top of the door, looks like it's going to flow around there. So let's just bring that to about there. And we can get this adjusted here. So it looks like that's looking pretty good. Okay, so there's going to be a vent in here, and then this vent trim that goes around it flows onto the door. And then we've got another area for a vent up here, which is the demisters for the window, so that's fine. And then we've just got kind of a double stitch trim bit going down here. So I think that's looking okay before we move on to the door. So what we'll do is, could have just brought this one with us, let's just bring this one out too, just to match. just snap it over here, and we can merge that together. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So let's maybe bring back in the door. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll maybe base it off this portion here. So I'm actually going to hit Control E on this. I'm going to bring this off and start to bring this around, like so. We'll hit Control E again. Just do something like that, and just make sure we're not going to interfere with the seat here, which we're not. And then let's just hit Control E again. Let's just take this all the way down to the back here. We can straighten that off. So that's going to look like it's going to do something like that. Now here is where this portion will end, and we'll start a new bit. But I think if we lay out the door itself first, that'll be better. So we'll grab this and extract this too. And what we'll do with this is, let's hit Control E. I'm just going to bring this up part way and in. I think with this here, take those that way. Can maybe see about bring that there. And then back here we're going to want to actually bring the whole thing this way, just a little bit. I think we'll need to do the same here. Okay. And then let's grab all apart from that one, and we'll go up here. And this is going to be what's connected to the door itself. So maybe at this point let's remove the smooth from there. And I think ideally, let's remove the smooth from here too. I think ideally what we're going to want to do is we're going to want this to actually snap to the door. So we do want the geometry for the most part of this portion here to match. So let's grab this. We can snap it there. Maybe snap this one over there. It's a nice snapping point because it's going to give us that curve into that portion as well. And over here, realistically, we're going to be snapping to this portion of the door, which is fine. What we'll do just for now then is we'll insert an edge loop here, and we can snap this one too. Now, what we're actually going to be doing is, currently we're just laying out the shape, and it is going to be a case of that we're actually probably only going to keep this top portion here with low geometry, and then the rest of the door inside we'll actually do as a separate part. Yeah, we'll actually do as a separate part as we extrude and extract that too. So the top geometry here for the top of the door frame is going to actually match the door, and then the inner geometry is going to be whatever we need it to be as we get to it. So let's bring that back here. Now, the door, it appears to kind of just straighten off and flow down, and we're going to want this back section here to actually match how that straightens off and flows down. So I think what we'll do is maybe we'll do a little bit of work back here. So let's grab these, this, and this. Maybe take the rear portion of the chair and just this bit here. So we want this to fit together a little bit neater. Now, it looks like if I was to position this wherever I want, it looks like we're going to want to be something like that, because if it was at this angle here we could actually see it within the car. So we're going to want that to be something like that. So that means what we could actually do is let's snap these to it. Take this one back a little. So I think what we could actually do is if we take this one back like that, we can actually snap this over here. We can bring this over to a little bit of space just to make it a little neater. Do something just like that, so we can fill in that gap. Okay, so that's looking pretty good just now. So once we follow the door down, we could actually get that to fit in quite nicely there. Okay, and let's think about filling this in again. So if we go back to the correct reference image here, looks like what we could probably do is extrude on this edge here. Take 2 bits to position, and then we can snap holding V here and here. What we could realistically do is we probably could bring that over there, at least for now, and there's the 2 points, and then this one, we don't have a portion that we can merge to, so let's just bring that over here. So it looks like we could do something like that. Which looks fine. And then it looks like this bit here. So again, we're going to want to maybe extract these as well, because they are separate portions. It looks like what we'll want to do is firstly insert an edge loop along here. And I'm going to do it just to match this lower portion just for now. That will allow to bring this over here. We are going to need to bring this over here, so let's just do that like so. And then it just looks like this bit here just continues the rest of the dash. So let's just bring that over here. Looks like we do want to bring some of these points forward. Maybe snap that here. And we'll bring this down. Again, to get more of a smooth curve here, we can use more elements of this to snap once we've built them. We can bring that through here. I think we could probably snap just there. Okay, that looks good for now. And then it looks like the rest of this is actually our pillar. So let's bring back in maybe not the windshield. Let's bring in this portion. So it looks like with this, we actually want this to practically come down here. If we go to the front, we want this to come out here. So it looks like we actually want this to be part of a trim for the window. Just like so. And then we're going to want this bit here to come all the way along this edge, but rather than bring that bit, let's grab this edge, because we do want it to match anyway, so rather than bring and do all those extrusions, let's grab this one. Let's bring it across, I'm going to want to bring this down like so. And then this could probably snap over there. Okay. Let's take this. We'll extract that. And what we'll actually do is we'll join it to this. And we can merge those there. So it looks like as part of that then, we actually want this to come here. And then this to come here. Like so. So realistically, we're going to want a portion that comes along the top too. So it might be a case that we'll actually want this we might actually want this bit here that we've got across the top following that around. Did I have it at the top? Yes, we have a portion at the top here as well. So I think what we'll want to do is we'll actually want to maybe delete this face. Bring this out here. Actually want this to come down like this. Let's maybe grab these edges here. Snap this to the center. I think in terms of edge loops, we'll probably try to match what's here. So let's go and loop here, here, and I don't think, yeah, we do. So we'll snap this one up here, and this one up here. Oops. And here. Looks like maybe I don't want to push this forward in this view. Looks like it's quite a way off in this view actually. So I'll just find a nice mid-ground. terms of this bit, maybe what we'll have to do is bring this up here. Like so. We will need another edge loop around here. We're just snapping that there. And then we will need another one as well in the center here, because we do need to maintain this curve. Something like that. Okay, so we've got that trim going around now, aligning with the dash. We'll have to double check the windscreen on top there, and then we've got the top of the door. So I think in the next episode what we'll do is we will probably work down the door, and then after working down the door we'll have to think about this center section here. And then I think all that's really left to do would be the center. In between episodes, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tidy this up just so it looks a little bit nicer. And it'll be a little bit time consuming, so I don't want to waste too much time in the episode doing it. I'll show you what that looks like next time. But until then, guys, good.